motorcycle. I'm talking about a car. Aiming for $5,000 car. So the point is, there's such an opportunity through lending people who who have ideas, entrepreneurs, wherever they're found, and to all of us to make prices more affordable so we can all share in a better life. My point there is about a book I wrote recently and published called Up and Out of Poverty, which is about poor people being the next market we really have to develop and help for all of our benefits, not just because we are altruistic. Because the world is, the main problem is overcapacity. We can produce 30% more cars if there was a demand for 30% more cars. Same with steel and so on. However, if you think twice about it, is it the problem of overcapacity or is it the problem of under-demand? And I say it's under-demand because there's so many people who would buy a car or a bicycle or something if it were affordable. So maybe the crisis we just went through really expresses how eager people are to buy something. Unfortunately, they didn't have the means to pay their bills. So what all of you should be really pioneers in thinking about how to make the world a better place for all of us and so on. Now, there's a lot happening, if I may switch for a moment, in the field of marketing. And some things like the following to watch. First of all, watch the new media. There's old media. You can get a message on radio, TV, newspapers, magazines, and billboards. And there's new media. We think that more companies should hire you with your training to be helping them with the new media. And I'm talking about not only helping them develop a good website, to use YouTube, to put a commercial on YouTube, or a description of their company, to use podcasting, that is, prepare an audio message about a product or a service, and it can be downloaded from anyone's website, and other new media, and Facebook, and Twitter, and all that. Now, the interesting story is this. Most people over a certain age, including me and some of you, are not digital natives. We are called digital inhabitants. That is, we have to train ourselves to understand the new digital world. All of you, most of you are digital natives. You grew up with a computer. Now, some companies have been so smart as to do the following. They've demanded that their senior managers, that each of them have a mentor, a young person, who they will give 1 or 2 hours a week to sit and be tutored about the computer and the internet. Isn't that wonderful that you may be talking to the CEO of a very big company and you're experiencing him learning from you because he's not aware of the opportunities that are available from the new media. And they're doing that in a number of countries and companies now. So I've even said, and I meant this in a positive way, I said every company should hire a nerd. Now the word nerd, I happen to be affectionate. I was a nerd myself. Sometimes we use the word geek. It's a person who's very technical, very interested in creating something. And I want companies to hire someone to actually stimulate the whole marketing group, to think of these new tools that will make all the difference in being successful in the future. So that's one thing to watch. What else? There's a new trend, and that is when we think of customers, we think of them being people who we want to sell something to, right? And then if we even think on a higher level, we say there are people who we want to have a relationship with, a lasting relationship, that not only do they buy now, they're satisfied and they come back and buy again and again. And that's the new stage where we move from saying, do a good job of transaction marketing, to the new stage, do a good job of relationship marketing, building relationships. We're in the third stage now. And that is, we should see our customers as people who could help our company do better. For example, the Lego company in Denmark opens its doors to kids and adults who love Legos, who want to just work with the designers and others to make better things that you can do with Legos. They're not asking for any money. They just say, can I hang around with the guys who are making the next Lego? Guess what's happening at Harley-Davidson, the motorcycle company? Those people who love that motorcycle and company knock on the door and say, can I hang around? Maybe I'll have an idea for a better engine or style. So this new stage is trying to say we shouldn't only be customer-oriented. Maybe we should be customer-driven. Maybe the customers will define the path that our company should follow in trying to improve. One little episode, and it's not only about getting the next new product. The company Frito-Lay, which makes potato chips and so on, and makes Doritos, which is another bagged little snack, ran a contest for all the people who loved that product to submit their idea on a great advertising campaign. How many campaigns did they get from people who like Doritos? Something like 10,000 to 20,000 people wrote back, partly because there was also a prize for the best idea for a Dorito campaign. The only one that was unhappy was the advertising agency, because it's a statement that we can get better advertising from our users and consumers than from an ad agency of 3 people who are trying to think up an ad.
Thank you, Professor Kotler, for this lovely lecture, speech. I think it was very inspiring and very optimistic. That's at least how I felt, and I think you who are younger felt this even more. Thank you. I invite you once again to come to the stage if you would like to take a photo, have a photo taken with Professor Kotler. There are a couple of minutes for doing that, so please come and join us.
Okay, sure. Should we form with groups rather than single person? Yeah, okay. Right.